pace. The team lying second in the English Premiership, taking on the champions of the Pro 12, with the latter's championship having a good European weekend thus far. Well, Wasps led by Joe Launchbury, who returns after the two-week ban he picked up in the autumn series. Nathan Hughes picked up 3 England caps in that series, including his first start. An impressive performance against Australia. Number 6, Ashley Johnson, starts in the back row, but also covers hooker. Behind the scrum, and talking of bans, Elliot Daly will have to sit out until Christmas Eve because of his autumn indiscretion. But that loss is somewhat lessened by the news that Curtly Beale is fit and raring to go for his first game for the club after 7 months out of the game with a knee injury. Gopeth is 10 with no Cipriani. Christian Wade back on the wing. Connacht, of course, captained by John Muldoon, and Alton Delan back after his involvement for Ireland. Interestingly, no James Cannon alongside, because in the terms of his release deal there was a clause stating that he could not appear in these back-to-back pool games against Wasps. Kieran Marmion back at 9, Jack Carty is 10, Marnitz Boshoff could not be considered because of injury. It's Bundy Archie and Stacey Ely as the centre pair, with Adeoloken and O'Halloran in the back 3, having both returned from national duty. The replacements, and just to reiterate, no hooker in the number 16 jersey for Wasps. It's back rower Alex Reedy. Jake Cooper-Woolley back from his injury. Connacht's Finlay Bealham, he wears 18 for the Irish side. And Matt Healy coming in for Pete Robb. That news yesterday, that change. Undoubtedly, the presence of the Italian side, Zebre, has made this pool a favourite for a 2-team qualification scenario. Both Wasps and Connacht have bagged the 5 match points from their meetings with the Italians. And in view of their respective results against Toulouse, these next 2 weeks have the feeling of shootouts for the top spot, with the safety net of second place not to be forgotten. So here they come.
Well, it's been a long wait for Wasps fans, but after 7 months, Curtly Beale finally makes his Wasps start. Magical hands, flash of feet, and the quick brain makes him one of the world's more unique talents. His combination with the maturing Jimmy Gopeth could be a wonderful Southern Hemisphere midfield partnership. For Connacht, well, they've got a few forwards who can thrive at any level. Alton Delan has shown his power and potential in the green of Ireland, while Dennis Buckley is a quite brilliant loose head forward. The short, squat man is especially good at the breakdown, and watch out for Buckley with the ball in hand.
And our referee is Alexandre Ruiz from France, and we have 2 Cedrics as the assistants, Marchand and Clav. The beauty of rounds 3 and 4, we say it every year, is that it gives the teams involved that feeling of being in a mini test series, with all the challenges that comes with. Second test next week at the sports ground, first test here at the Ricoh Arena today. And the backdrop for Connacht, the news that Pat Lam to leave at the end of the season. What effect will that have? Wasps get us started, and taken in by Cian Kelleher. Marmion, and immediately with Bundy Archie there, Connacht considering moving it. But that's good work from Wasps at the breakdown. Nearly got boots on it. Leon to O'Halloran. Curtly Beale announcing himself already then. Bundy Archie, that's a nice little check to Stacey Ely. Hat-trick against Zebre. And going into the weekend as joint leading scorer in the competition with Clemence Fofana. And there's our first penalty and a chance for Jack Carty to put boot to ball.
Classic Connacht stuff there. Quite happy to go left to right, right to left. Very good hands, trust himself. Stacey Illy there with a superb pass as Curtly Beale came in clattering after him. That's the way Pat Lam's teams play. There's a question mark whether last year the Pro 12 teams weren't ready for it, and whether this year Connacht have evolved enough. There's been signs lately with a little bit more kicking. There's a bit more variety. I think they'll need it today.
McCartney's throw, and the ball was dropped, creating the offside.
Yeah, Roux was into Delan and he just knocked it back into him, accidental offside, and Connacht will be disappointed there. First line out, and it's a loss.
Conor Carey on the tight head for Connacht.
Crouch.
And from Ealing, not too far from Wasps Old Base in Acton, training base. Constructing a new training ground not too far from here now.
Wow.
That was power. And here's Carty, deflected by Beale. Illy gets a boot on it. Adeoloken, now part of the international scene. So too Marmion, of course. Ended up playing on the wing against Australia. Bundy Arkey as well. Elton Delan. He's got away from Robson. Marmion. Here's Jake Heenan.
Offside.
Was penalised again.
Well, cause for encouragement there for Connacht. Wasps defence swarming all over the place, but that was a very significant first scrum there. They may not have handled their first line out very well, but on Wasp put-in, Connacht came in with the power. And when you think they've got Finlay Beelan to come off the bench in the latter stages, Pat Lam will be delighted with that surge from the Irish scrum. Outstanding. And, you know, Wasps, you look at them, Mullen and Taylor and Moore, these are good front row forwards, but Connacht have just taken them to pieces there.
Not the most convincing line out again, but it is Connacht ball this time. Marmion. Forward goes Buckley. Taken by Captain Muldoon. 286 appearances for Connacht. Marmion through the middle. Taylor gets back to be part of a double tackle, but Bundy Arkey going wide. And then the interception by Bassett because Adeoloken was waiting there. Dan Robson. And now it's Wasps' turn to pick up and go through the middle with Hughes. And that's the halfway line, and that is some handoff. Couldn't find Robson. What a run from Nathan Hughes. And what a very encouraging start to this match. It's one of those games you really couldn't see going wrong. Not between these two. Bassett as Gopeth onto Wade. So many exciting runners on this field. Just settle in and enjoy. O'Halloran in. And Illy there too.
Early electricity here in Coventry, some fantastic rugby. Breaks through the middle all around. Marmion created one very quickly there for Connacht, and I think they should have done better left to right. They had a great chance. Nathan Hughes, what a fantastic run, and that is a very fine kick as well. Bundy Arkey involved in a backline that sees that ball not make Heenan float that ball over the top, and I think Heenan's in there.
Adeoloken was trying to get there on the outside. Heenan was the other man. That's Nathan Hughes.
O'Halloran did well though, didn't he? He got smashed to the ground but got back to save them.
Taylor throws, good line out here from Watts. There's actually Johnson. driven backwards after gaining some momentum initially. Robson again. Lovely central position here. Forwards have a go first. Robson again, short launch spree. This is Wasps now starting to play their game. We know so well. Big power men first. And the pace waits out wide, and it's going there now. Johnson, lovely hands. Wade. Christian Wade held up. But that close. Johnson in again. Robson comes across to support the halfback. Launch spree is waiting the captain. There he goes. Robson and Young and Taylor with him. Hughes trying to help too. Ball is quickly presented. Gopperth trying to show his quick feet. Good tackle by Delan. Excellent defence thus far by Connacht, but Beale will test them here. Oh, Carly Beale! Welcome to Wasps for the Australian. Star signing, star introduction.
Well, the Aussie superstar spins out of the tackle, and great awareness of where the try line is. Puts it down with some aplomb. Ashley Johnson offloading first, carrying hard, just sucking in Connacht there. Hands really good for Johnson, but what a dream start for Curtly Beale. Just steps off the left foot, spins out of the tackle there. Stacey Illy will be disappointed, but Beale, such awareness. Low body angle, great finish.
Watched him train on Wednesday and drove away thinking, seen something really special. Just look pure Aussie gold out there and ready to add something extra, and he's certainly done that in the match. And Jimmy Gopperth, as he does, gets the conversion.
Early signs really good in this game. Great strong running line there. Picks on Illy, gets a low position. Very hard to stop. Connacht could have had one already. Wasps have got one.
Hughes again.
I think it would be smart of Connacht not to kick the ball to Nathan Hughes, to just give him a chance to get going.
Here's Young. Mile. 6'7" of him. Gaskell on the bench. Same height. Similar sort of player. Robson. Doon. Tiernan O'Halloran. Another now part of the international setup. Started versus Canada. Marmion. As Quinn Roux in midfield, did what he had to do, just shipped it on. Marmion, Bundyaki, tackled by Beale. It's going to be a great contest, that. Beale's already put his marker down. Nadia Loken. Marmion trying to show the player on the wrong side, but referee quite happy that there's no interference from Gopperth on the floor there. Couldn't get out. Marmion. Carty just dropping back. Saw the space. And back goes Robson. And that's a pretty good nudge.
He's a good player, Dan Robson. He covers the ground really well. I mean, he's done very well at Wasps since he arrived from Gloucester to oust Joe Simpson, turned Simpson into an impact player. And right now, he probably would be seen as England's #3 scrum half, snapping at the heels of Danny Kerr for that #2 position. We know about his ability. He's a good passer. He sees the gap, but there was a good example of him reading the game on his excellent right boot.
Started for the England Saxons in the summer, scored a try in that first test. It's come back to Robson. And Johnson, Gopperth, Beale, good hands. And certainly from Beale. Leo is just trying to keep it moving. Still with Ross though, Robson. Gopeth, good pick up. Johnson, launch spree. Kind of area he excels in there, straightening it up. Hard, straight running. O'Halloran, that's a meaty response.
Yeah, some nice kicking from both teams there. Dan Robson hit that one deliberately low and it just chased end over end. Pinned Connacht into the corner, and O'Halloran finds a very good touch. Is that Stacey Illy down there?
It is. Auckland born. A lot of Auckland connections in the Connacht side. No great surprise there with Pat Lam as their current boss. No Craig Ronaldson at the moment. He's out injured. Thigh problem against Cardiff. Owen Griffin too, longer term. Shoulder surgery required, and they're just confirmation of what we're talking about. His try scoring this competition, but of course with Zebre in the group, always going to be tries for the opposition to Zebre. Zebre's match against Toulouse yesterday called off after 64 minutes because of fog, but the result standing 36-6. Toulouse have got their bonus point. Gets past the hour mark, the result can stand.
Illustrious company for Illy as well, along their 3 tries with Wesley Fofana. And there you can see bodies come crashing in.
Gopeth, Beale, looks for Wade. And right off the wing there, Christian Wade. Scorer of 4 tries in the Premiership season. Gopeth down the middle. O'Halloran. Little chip. Rather bumped into his opposing man. Call of play on from the referee. But then the penalty for the offside.
Deliberate one that time. O'Halloran, I think he was pretty close to getting himself a penalty here. A clever kick. Here you can see knocked forward by Bassett. Leua gets in the way, and Connacht have a chance. But at the moment, what Connacht don't have is a line-out. The last line-out they had, they played a fancy one to the front that Delan didn't handle. They've been very messy so far. They need to sharpen up now.
What they haven't had this season, a reliable goal kicker too. Jack Carty's stats under 60%. Within quite a distance, these penalties, but Carty not considering those.
But, you know, you have to consider them if you kick to the corner and you can't win the line-outs. There's another one gone south there. You know, that's a hammer blow for Connacht there.
Robson's kick. Adeolokan will keep this in. And set off. Where he met Mile and Taylor. But did well. Marmion. Carty. That's Quinn Roux. The Praetorian. Carty finds Bundy Archie. Heenan hanging out wide again, the 7. The pace is going to continue at this level. It's the way for both these sides as Carey takes it forward, and Marmion again keeps Wasps honest around the breakdown. Buckley acts as scrum half, does okay in the end. Bundy Archie, that's nicely away from Taylor. Launchbury tries to grab him, but leaves the tackle to Johnson in the end. O'Halloran. Another tackle from Taylor. Working hard, the Wasps hooker, having to here. In goes Mile. Dislodged the ball, but the referee sees another penalty.
Kieran Marmion's very sharp at the moment. Couple of darts through the middle, sniping round the side there, looking for runners. He's causing Wasps a few problems. Once or twice Wasps have been able to slow down that breakdown. When they don't, the Irish replacement scrum half, Conor Murray's understudy, is looking very sharp indeed. There, he's gone. It's a trait Wasps will know very well. They've got their scrum halves love to do that themselves. They're going to have to be very alert. He's a sharp player, Marmion. Played, of course, on the wing, didn't he? Came off the bench against the All Blacks, so Has to be fairly quick.
Did a very good job considering. Helped his side over the line after the Australian comeback. It's the Wallabies game in which he went to the wing.
Yeah.
And Carty much closer in, will take it on. Connacht really need this. They've got to try and stay in touch with the Wasps, who we know will always score, but we also know these days that Jack Carty is liable to miss.
Worrying signs there for Connacht. The line out at the moment is all over the shop, and the goal kicker's missing bread and butter kicks. That sort of combination means if they're going to beat Wasps, they'll need some miraculous play in the loose. And I'm saying miraculous, you don't often see miracles. So they have to tighten a few elements of their game up and sharpish.
He slipped from Gopeth there on the surface after his 22 dropout. Check the boots. Marmion. Carty needs to put that out of his mind if he can. The missed kick. Bundyaki, his player choice in the Pro 12 last season. That kind of commitment and strength. Reasons why. Stacey Illy seems to have run off the knock. That's good from Fox Matamua. Back to Illy. Marmion. O'Halloran to Cian Kelleher. Made the move from Leinster, and it's worked out very well. It's had a good season in Connacht colours.
Again, slowed down very well by Wasps.
Nipia Fox Matamua again. It's got it back to Marmion and Carty. Bundyaki. He's got to be at his best today. Buckley's short ball to Alton Delan. Another one of Connacht's returning internationals, having been rested last week. Stacey Illy being held up, needs to offload if he can. Come back to Marmion. Carty. Adiolokan. That high? It was.
First contact.
Absolutely no tolerance on that, as we all know these days.
Boo from the crowd suggests they think it's being milked by Adiolokan. Beale's the man involved.
Yes.
Arm of the number 13.
Yes.
Black.
Has been referred to the television match official for a closer look.
Number 12.
12 or 13, 12.
Yeah.
It's a penalty under the no tolerance rules, but it's no more than that. Two months ago, that would have been nothing.
You have
Now,
a decision.
it's a
Yes,
penalty.
The arm goes first to the shoulder and then go to the neck. So
And the first contact.
the
The
first
shoulder
contact.
and neck. It's yellow card.
Correct.
Happy with that, Philip?
Correct.
Okay. Captain, please.
Be a bit of a loss
Number
of
12.
communication here.
On the screen is clear for me. The first contact in the shoulder and the neck is a yellow card.
I mean, it's innocuous, but I guess it's just a reminder. World Rugby is saying you cannot go high anymore. The shoulder has become an area. Even if it's not a forearm now or a swinging arm, they're saying you can't go there. I mean, it is innocuous, but it is high. And I can understand why the Wasps fans are frustrated, but I can understand why Alexandre Roos has given that.
Well, quite a start for Curtly Beale. Don't think he's particularly impressed.
I wouldn't call that a blot on Beale's copybook. He's unlucky there.
No, he's not unimpressed with his player, Young. McCarthy tries again, and he's got it. The boos won't die down. Wasps fans live it. I mean, we're going over old ground. We know why the law is in place, and we know why it's being implemented in such a rigorous way. It is for the benefit of the players. The problem is, of course, you get moments like that where Adeolokun's slipping as he goes into the challenge.
I know.
And there's no intent from Bill to cause any damage, but the responsibility is on his shoulders, as opposed to the arm being on the opposing player's shoulder.
And referees, Miles, to make sure that it's stamped out.
Robson and Johnson. It's got quite lively in here as a result. Marmin thinks he's got a turnover. Robson is trying to say, look, we can still get this, but not if hands are all over it.
22 minutes, 2-minute infringement by your team. For me, turnover is good. The first player on the contest, number 3, win on feet. He can place the ball. Yeah. Just now, not turning away by number 5. 2-minute infringement, captain. I would like a discipline, please.
20 minutes gone, and Wasps have conceded 6 penalties. Joe Launchbury has got to say, mate, we're going to be down to 13 soon enough if we don't stop this. Just the 1 penalty conceded by the Irish visitors, 6 by the English home team. They have to cut those numbers. Basics very good at the start, though. Gopperth had such a fine season. You know, that's a brilliant kick. It gives his team a chance. And Wade, not the tallest, but he chases and he's got pace. Ashley Johnson carries hard. Tremendous turnover there. That was Connor. Fantastic play. Connor carry.
McCartney has found the referee. Now that won't help the atmosphere.
But what is happening to the Connacht line-out?
Oh, it's falling apart is the answer, and they have to sort it. Referee saved them there, and he can see the funny side. Not sure the Wasps fans can at the moment.
But it's the coordination, the jumpers up before the ball's there. It's all over the place. Nicely controlled on the chest by the referee. Swivel on the volley, top of the net.
Yes, there's no sharing of the humour in the Wasp pack either, looking at those faces.
Crouch. Bind. Set.
Line-out is a problem for Connacht. Have to sort sooner than later. Very quickly.
To the blind side, and Hughes pushing Fox Matamua out of the way. Advantage here to Wasps. Offside. Marty Moore takes it off. Former Leinster man Gopperth, formerly of Leinster 2, goes cross-field, has a go, doesn't work. And inevitably, the crowd reaction.
Offside line.
Dennis Buckley very quick that time. Judged to be too quick off the line there. Such a strong carrier off a strong, solid foundation. Fox Matamua battered off there, and just as extra metre and a half gives Wasps a chance for quick ball. Sort of kick Jimmy Gopperth has been nailing time after time since he's come to Wasps. He's been a brilliant signing.
The only Centurion in the competition after 2 or 3 months of Premiership rugby. 128 in that. And after 2 rounds of the Champions Cup, 9 from 9 going into this game. So incredibly reliable. And there is another example.
The 4 minutes of the yellow card time elapsed, and Wasps 3-0 up in that period as Danny Cipriani smiles, looking on. Carl Eastman next to him.
Talking next week, Eastman and Cipriani, we're told, should be fit. Cipriani calf, Eastman chest injury.
Good luck with the selection.
Johnson. That's gone forward, and here's a chance for Connacht to come back. You're disappointed with that. Wasps had a chance to clear.
Yeah, the way Wasps play, they like to play from deep. They thought something was on. I think Thomas Young just lost that ball.
Well, yeah, there are different ways to clear. Let's go and join Rupert Cox. Rupert.
Go, tempo! Thanks. Crouch. Bind. Set.
Here's Marmion going through. Well worked by Connacht off the base of the scrum. Taking advantage of the extra man, of course. Wasps would have been looking to the open side without Beale, and they didn't cover the short side.
It's Marmion's pace again. We've said he's been a threat, darting around the fringe. Scrum just wheels and it opens. It takes Ashley Johnson out of it, and that's a great little offload there. And Marmion is quick. Very cleverly done. That scrum, there's Ashley Johnson, he's out of contention. John Muldoon takes the tackle, goes to ground. Super play by the captain, and Marmion, when you give him that much space, is just going to be diving for the try line. Really good play. It's a good scrum. Key moment there, Ashley Johnson taken out, and Muldoon's skill to get that offload to Marmion. And they needed that, didn't they, Connacht? They really did after that. 3 points for Wasps.
Keep using, keep energy going, yeah?
It's going to be tight, but it's the right side for Carty, and it's all level.
Another good game we've got on our hands here. Again, just look out for Wasps, number 6, right-hand side, Ashley Johnson. He's taken out of the way, and he's also bound in there. Robson makes the tackle on Muldoon, but the numbers have been taken away. Very cleverly worked there by Connacht.
Muldoon. His captain would have been desperate for that score during this sin-bin spell, and Marmion's off again. He's so far in front of the support, but they're working very hard to get there. Conor Carey really was sprinting as fast as he could go. Adeoloken. And didn't really need to try that. But Marmion is causing a lot of issues here around the breakdown. He's seeing the space, and he's got the pace to go into it.
Wasps very slow there. The guard was extremely wide. Johnson bound in for the try. He's pulled away there, and Marmion's just going to go straight through there. Ireland, Conor Murray is their number 1 scrum half, and this guy coming off the bench, what riches they've got. He's playing beautifully at the moment. Nice little delayed scissor ball there as well to Carey. Prop did well to get there.
Brilliant run from the prop. We see what Adeoloken was trying, but maybe it wasn't quite on for Heenan.
the point Connacht management were making, though, isn't it? That they get into the 22, and every now and again they're just not quite patient enough. Loken should have just taken that tackle then. It wasn't on. Take the tackle, drive over the breakdown, and then recycle. He didn't need to go for the miracle play there.
Because Wasps were scrambling to get back.
Yeah, Wasps were headed backwards, weren't they, Miles? You know, they didn't have a good defensive line. Quick ball there for Marmion. There were things were on anyway. Strong scrum so far. Terrible line out. It's a fascinating battle in the tight.
Point. Set.
Wasps not out of the top 3 at any stage in the Premiership this season. Connacht, the champions of the Pro 12, not higher than 8th at any stage this season. This is Europe, and it's certainly game on.
Doesn't half help when you're allowed to feed as much as Wasps did then. When your scrum's under pressure, that was just shuffled into the second row.
And how good is Hughes off the base? Take from O'Halloran. Marmion. Do they have sufficient players out there? The answer is no. So Stacey Illy goes forward and goes well. Tackle from Thomas Young. Carty, Bundyaki knew he was struggling, but he didn't knock it forward. O'Halloran. Hughes seen off that time. Marmion. There's Dennis Buckley. Fractured his ankle towards the end of last season and missed the run-in. Bundyaki. Marmion. Delan. And O'Halloran. This time showing the patience, so there's an injury in midfield there.
Zaki down.
It is, and he doesn't look good, but we'll concentrate on the ball here. Loken to O'Halloran. O'Halloran. Fox Matamua. Still no Bundyaki in the back line, so Muldoon. Quinru. Loken. It's been knocked forward a couple of times. What about Bundyaki? Back comes Curtly Beale, tale of the 2 12s at the moment.
Yeah, one back on, it looks like the other could well be going off. Real chance, you know, real chance there for Connacht. I think it's the knee, goes down, lands badly. But later on in that move, I think O'Halloran could have got the ball inside to Luken. It's just one of the, you get so many falls like that on a rugby field, don't you? And it's by the grace of God you just don't land awkwardly.
You okay?
Listen to the roar from the Connacht fans. He's not sure, but he knows what his heart feels. And his heart is Connacht through and through.
Time back on. The first one gone by 14 green, and the second by black. Scrum back ball.
He's going to give it a go, is Bundyaki.
Left.
Still got time to act as the general.
Let's just see if Dan Robson gives this one straight to Nathan Hughes at the back like the last scrum. Carrying well, but let's get nice and tight in on this scrum and see the put-in. They have been under pressure, Wasps.
James Haskell back into the back row sometime in the new year.
Crouch.
Who spelled with Sky during the Autumn Internationals.
Point. Engage. Number 1, number 2, engage.
Into early. Just try to gain the advantage. Matt Mullen, Tommy Taylor apparently, and Connacht have called for the scrum from the free kick.
You're moving back.
Well, that's smart play, isn't it? Because their line-out has been abysmal. Their scrum has been very strong.
Space is good. Is fine. Just play engaged by number 1, number 2. It's clear.
There's penalty issues for Matt Mullen. This one, not a penalty, but it's still a great chance for
it's
Connacht.
it's a pre-engage, Miles, and he's pre-engaging because he knows the pressure is coming on from Connacht, and because of that he's going through the mark quickly just to try and destabilise Connacht and strengthen the Wasps situation. Ruiz was very quick on that.
Crouch.
It was this section of the field a little bit further up where Connacht manufactured Marmion's try. We had two teams yesterday, those of you fortunate enough to have seen the Ulster v Clermont-Auvergne game, two teams that really wanted to scrummage, and as a result we had a really fast game, very little re-engage, very little in the way of collapsing. You just wonder on the reset situation whether Wasps under pressure are just saying, let's just try and take the heat out of this green scrum.
Crouch.
Very little whistle.
Bind.
Yeah.
Set.
But you can forgive the players here. Everybody knows how important this scrum is. We're closer to half-time. Carty. Travelled quite a long way in the end. Marmion. Delan. Marmion again, just switching the point of the attack. That's very clever. Bundyaki. Little test the knee. Carty. Heenan. Tackle from Nathan Hughes. Leo are trying to get in there, but driven back and off it. There's Buckley. Marmion, he's keeping this side going so well. McCartney through the hands. Bundyaki involved again, but only one man outside for Illy. Excellent Wasp defence. They've packed this side again just to make sure Bundyaki has nowhere to go, really. Muldoon, it's come off Delan, but backwards. It might open things up a little bit, so often does. That half mistake, but it's stolen. Rob Miller. It's in the Wasps fullback who played 10 against Worcester and did very well. His first start at 10 for the club last week. Robson to Gopeth, and no heroics here. But it still might come quite quickly back their way, and it does. And there's Kelleher.
Heenan's still down. He really should have given the ball. Now Wasps get the penalty. There was a scoring chance there, and Jake Heenan, the open side, was too selfish.
Yes, as you say, Heenan receiving treatment now. And that is an excellent kick from Gopeth. Got a long, long way. What a boot he's got. Well, Heenan's got a long way to go back now.
It's a what-if moment here. Once the moment is called backwards, give it there. You've got to give that ball in space. And Heenan carries it. Miller strips it. Opportunity gone. That's a couple of chances Connacht have had, and they've blown them. And now Wasps are only 15 metres from their line.
I'll tell you who was grateful, Christian Wade. He was looking very worried there and exposed. Both sides creating, though. Those chances, just one try piece at the moment.
Advantage off it.
It's going to be a Wasp penalty. There is Wade now on the attack with the advantage. Robson, Taylor.
Still advantage.
Here's Miller. Thomas Young, another good carry there. And the son of the boss. And there is Gopeth. Ball is dropped, but it was a long advantage, but a penalty advantage. So Wasps will have a chance, and with Jimmy Gopeth, that chance is normally converted into points.
Just thinking about it briefly, but Wasps are a team who like to take the points. They don't leave much behind, and Gopeth inside the 15-metre line tends to turn these into tries. Not the greatest pass there, stretching Leua. If you're looking for anyone there who where the fault lies, it's probably Jimmy Gopperth's path there. Lou couldn't get to that one. But I think Gopperth will make up, atone for his error. He does not miss many of these.
No, the Samoan international was always struggling to get there for that one. As you say, this man doesn't normally struggle by an open play, but certainly off the tee. His forte, and one of those kickers that thrives on pressure as well as the game gets tighter and deeper into the recesses of the second half. He loves that as well. 13-10, Wasps lead as we approach half-time.
Connacht had some chances, but I think Wasps will be quite pleased with their defence. They've come up pretty fast in the wide channels, and they've been forcing the likes of Aki infield, and they've squeezed Connacht and stopped them going to those wide expanses where they're so dangerous. They've been very good around the 12-13 defensive mark.
Thomas Young, just the link in midfield again. Curtly Beale, Rob Miller, Christian Wade. Spandiaki is penalised. See on that far side, Rory Parata is out of his tracksuit. Might be about to come on. O'Halloran seemed to have knocked that on.
Well,
Some confusion. He knew he did.
He knew he knocked it on
because he wasn't bothering to run upfield. Rather a giveaway. The officials in unison decide eventually.
Two big errors there. The little one, much bigger than the long kick.
And Parata's on, he's on for Stacey Illy.
Yeah.
Illy, like Bundyaki, picking up a knock in this first half. Illy hasn't been able to run his off, so in comes Rory Parata from Sydney, but joined the Connacht Academy. And he gets a great chance on a big stage here.
Been every bit as good as Wasps Connacht have, but they've made, I think, the more elementary errors, and they've blown the bigger chances, and that's why Wasps are leading at the moment. And what Connacht don't need is Wasps to take advantage of another error by O'Halloran and hit them with one of those Wasps wonder tries we see so often in Europe.
Time off, please.
Injured player, it's Conor Carey, just feeling it in the shoulder, so the referee calls a halt. Obviously, key member of what is about to happen.
Well, he's had a tremendous start to this game, but Finlay Beelan on the bench. There's no shortage of quality there. Beelan gave a cameo off the bench against the All Blacks in Chicago. Quite magnificent performance. It's a big, strong man, Conor Carey, and he's had a really good game. It's caused problems for Matt Mullen.
Everybody knows Irish rugby packed with back row options, but front row too these days.
Never known anything like it in Irish rugby. There are so many good forwards. So many good forwards. We've got a crop of props, the like of which we've never seen in Ireland. I don't think we have. Furlong has been one of the... He's the rising star of the Northern Hemisphere season. Cian Healy's coming back to form. There's Luke McGrath. You know, just so many good players. You think of John Ryan at Munster, Buckley, Beelan. The list goes on, doesn't it?
Point. Set.
Was unbeaten on this ground all year. Robson to Gopperth. Brick wall for Bundyaki.
Well, Jimmy Gopperth carried that to the game line. Gopperth, though, knew where that ball was going. He stood there, as you say, brick wall waiting. Much better scrum, that one, for Wasps. And Robson finds Gopeth on the gain line. It's a great ball, but Aki's waiting there with a welcoming delivery. Carty comes along to see if he can have a bit of fun as well, but it's Bundy Aki who delivers the hit. Space at a minimum, I think you could say, there in the midfield. As we'd headed towards half-time, it's a really fascinating game. We haven't seen Wasps unleashed. We've seen them put on some pressure. Connacht, their scrum has gone very well. Kieran Marmion has been the outstanding individual on the field, but their line-out is a mess, and they're starting to give penalties away. It's very tight at the moment.
Scrum goes down, and Connacht get the penalty, and that should be it, really. Fascinating first half. Dai Young said before the game, we have total respect for the opposition today, and we expect a really tough match, and that's exactly what Wasps are getting. It's a try apiece, and it's still very much in the balance. Most teams feel that these matches this week and next will ultimately decide top spot in this pool. And it's Wasps with a slight advantage at the interval.
Okay, cheers. John? Time on, please.
There's no doubt Connacht will be feeling pretty disappointed at half-time in view of the moments that got away for them, just short of the Wasps line. Both sides with time, though, to sort out any regrets. It's nicely poised. No changes by either side at half-time.
If you think back to yesterday, Miles, Ulster had less territory, less possession, but their ability to turn chances into tries was the difference between losing and beating Clermont. And right now, Connacht aren't quite doing that, so just got to get their efficiency levels higher.
Not his best there from Robson. Tim O'Halloran feeling a potential injury there. Remember, Stacey Illy off in the first half, replaced by Rory Perata.
Another lost line out. Mayhem.
Connacht not being able to build their performance on any line-out solidity at all. Well played, O'Halloran. If he's injured, he's not showing it there. Callagher. Inside was Marmion. Thought there was a chance to get it to him. Now he's got it. The scrum half onto Carty. And it's Rue to Buckley and McCartney. Adyaloken. And Bassett comes in.
So again, that press from the outside, Mars, forced Connacht inside. That time it even forces an intercept.
Launchbury, Gopeth. Wade is waiting, but here's Beale. Showing his strength again, as he did with his finish in the first half. Robson there quickly. Now Wade has it. A little bit isolated. Taylor gets across. It's good muscle from the hooker. Thomas Young. And it's a Wasps penalty.
Off it.
Robson gets his wish that time.
Off it. Number 1 green.
Jimmy
Buckley.
Gopeth, unlike Jack Carty, can go to the corner quite happily, knowing that Launchbury and company have got a line-out that's functioning really well. A massive difference in the game. The ability to dominate this particular part of the game. And you look at that. 4 line-outs lost from Connacht. And I must say, that's almost a deceptive stat as well, because those 3-1 have all been pretty ropey. There's winning line-out ball and there's good line-out ball. And they're not always one and the same.
Taylor and Launchbury combine beautifully there. Bassett's joined in here. And Taylor has it, gives it to Johnson. Ashley Johnson. Robson, it's quick ball, and it's Gopperth. Decided to go on his own. Still a chance, and it's Nathan Hughes. Wow. Serious try that. So much power, and a lot of it belongs to him.
Back row bonanza. Ashley Johnson, who's had a pretty good game today, I think, makes another telling contribution. And Nathan Hughes, he's not just a big man, he's a really mobile man, he's an agile man, and he's able, like Curtly Beale did for the first try, to just spin and know what he's doing. Clever work here at the line-out. Johnson's got acceleration. Thereafter, Connacht are always on the back foot, they're struggling. Robson knows there's an opportunity here. Those 5 metres are 5 too many from a Connacht defensive situation. Takes the tackle, spins through 2, and there's the grounding. Heenan can't hold him. The current England number 8 scores a very important try, and Alexandra Roos, by the way, in a great position just to call that try straight away.
Gopperth, little slip again, but doesn't matter. He's got the conversion, and Wasps have a very impressive start to this second half.
Clear daylight now. Oh, he just gets there. But when you got a referee, he knows where he is. You don't need to go upstairs.
2 changes from Connacht. Finlay Beelam's on. And McKeown also. Off go Carey and Heenan.
Once.
High hanging ball from Robson. Wasps will be feeling a little bit more comfortable now. Gopperth might not be in a second though, because Peralta is going to change things again. Thank you very much, he says. And Connacht too. 10-point gap here is a problem, but that has been cut in half, and a bit more will be nibbled away surely.
Well, that was just about the ultimate curse of the commentator, Miles. Congratulations on that. An amazing call, but a very good pick-up from Peralta as well. And Wasps 20-10 up. They've just come off a very good box kick from Robson. They're actually thinking, right, for the first time there's a little bit of a gap, let's really go and play. And Peralta does really well, gets off the ground to pick it up, and then he's got the acceleration to go away. 2017, it's game on again.
Maybe feeling a little bit too comfortable. There were men outside, it was definitely on, but that was not the ball, with Peralta in stealing position, and the conversion makes it 3 points the difference again, as we were at half-time.
Probably what the neutrals wanted, wasn't it? Gets this game nice and tight again. It's been a really good match so far.
Carty, Bundyaki, Launchbury was sensing that he might be able to nick in there.
So got tired when you're on the ground, it's a tackle. It's not clear release by assist tackler.
Tight call once again. The Wasps rush defence is causing quite a few problems. Bundyaki eared on the side of caution, decided not to throw the pass.
Carty's kick didn't find touch. Kept in by Gopperth. That's Miller to Big Bassett. Scored a couple of tries in Europe this season. 15.5 stone of him. Dropped by Marty Moore, forced with Carty, and then quickly on from Bundyaki. Try scorer Peralta, and after this is Matt Healy who's come on. Wasps needed to be sharp there, and Beale in particular.
Brilliant piece of play from Curtly Beale there. And a superb kick from Parata. Pinned Wasp in the corner.
Robson. He's actually made a decent amount of ground there from a very awkward angle and kicking position.
Super kick. Great decision. You're not getting on the outside of Wade. Curtly Beale is tanking there. And then Matt Healy just about prevents himself from going off his feet. He thinks about it and then he gets away from him. He's about 1 second from getting penalised for tackling Beale while Beale is on the floor. But Beale does brilliantly there. Any doubts about his fitness? Allayed.
David, conclusion, please.
Definitely, I mean, Curtly Beale always been a brilliant player, but there have been times, you know, Curtly Beale has had his problems. He's had problems with drink, he's had problems with fitness, and he hasn't always been the athlete he can be. He looks in great physical nick. Lovely kick. Lovely kick. Look at Beale here.
A lot of comings and goings at the moment. Healy is on for O'Halloran, and Alapati Leua has just gone off for a head injury assessment. Brendan Macken's come on.
That
Blackrock College boy. Here's second steal. We've got going wide from the Connacht boys to Adeoloken. Marmion. Carty. Bundiaki. Lovely little swivel again. Alton Deland, that was nice too. Taken on by McKeown. It's found Fox Matamua, and Christian Wade has got it. Now anything can happen no matter where he is on the field. Robson slows it down rather deliberately.
So I was just saying, Miles, I think Leua there went off when he made the tackle on Parata from the kick, caught his head there. This is more like the Connacht we saw last season. Real width. Wasps have stopped them getting that width in the first half, and it'll worry them. It's not the greatest kick by Matua Fox. And a great intent from Christian Wade. The easy option is to mark it, but Wade's instincts are always to run and counter.
Just about straight to Muldoon, and then it's Carty and Healy. Great to see him back, and he's travelling. Is Matt Healy.
Cross forwards.
Nearly found the basket. Didn't quite though.
No advantage.
Bassett goes back.
Cross forward by Green.
And a nearly moment for Matt Healy.
Well, he's so quick, a brilliant winger. It looked to me for a second like, oh, he just wanted, I think so. I'm not certain whether a hamstring strained or something. He's being tracked on the inside, and there, the slip comes in, and that's when he wants that pass to come, and he doesn't have a man there.
The time is off.
He was out with a broken hand and then pulled out last week in the warm-up with a knee issue, and got called in yesterday because Peter Robb pulled out of the matchday squad. He's a thrilling player to watch.
Just see, he was looking for the inside line, the pass came, but his man was down. Healy's such a dangerous player. I mean, he is a winger, but you put him at full-back, he's got the whole range of the pitch in which to do his damage. You watch now, he's pulling his men out of position, and yeah, you could see there, it's Cian Kelleher, comes off the angle, and he just catches Josh Bassett. Absolutely
Time on, please.
inadvertent, pure accident, but that's really hurt Connacht. That was half a chance. Bad luck.
Got to do some shuffling here, Connacht. Caelan Blade, scrum half is on. Kieran Marmion knows all about playing on the wing if required, but he's been so effective as the scrum half. Blade is going to have to go back to fullback.
I was going to say, Miles, normally Marmion would go wing fullback because of his pace, but as you say, he's been the real thorn in Wasp's side, and I think it's a good move.
Strong Connacht scrum. Concerned look from Hughes and the team.
this game, the last 5 minutes since that interception, there's been a real swing the way of Connacht. Beelum is on, and he is a beast at the scrum. He's a great footballer. And right now, Connacht have even won the last 2 lineouts. Now, if they can combine them, they're in business here.
Yeah, glory be. They've won a line-out. Again, turning down the shot for the posts. Would have been a chance to level, but Connacht backing the line-out here.
Yes.
And it does work. To McKeown. McCartney has it. Going to try and rumble this one. With Muldoon. Marmion. McKeown. Gathered himself. Digging deep there for the strength required. Carty trying to be nimble. Thomas Young on the floor, but he's back with Delan. And then Roux. And here's Healy. Blade goes in, leaves it to Marmion. Good spell this for Connacht. Can they get further points to show for it? Joe Lordsbury. Great work from the skipper. And Robson away again.
Joe Lordsbury always been outstanding at the breakdown, and this may be the crucial turnover of the game so far. Brilliant piece of play there, because Connacht undoubtedly have got a little bit of momentum, and the England second row is coming with a great play.
And Lordsbury will be joined, all his turnover work will be joined by Jake Cooper-Woolley back into action for Wasps to replace Marty Moore after his knee injury. Here's Spandiaki. Marmion.
It's knock on advantage, knock on.
Carty. Adeoloken. Advantage over. Will be now, surely.
Advantage, knock on over.
It's Quinn Roux. Healy and Blade. Back was the core. Adeoloken. That was tight. Marmion again. Carty. Roux. Is there a bit of width here? Bundyaki. Again, he's got away from the first and second tackler.
When they find width, Miles, it just gives individuals like Aki more space to go one-on-one.
It was hard for Healy because Beale was there right in his face. Johnson recognised that and said well done to his new playing colleague.
Beale has been brilliant, because it's not just the try. The way he's fitted into this defence, the way he's at times led this defence, absolutely outstanding. Courtney Beale has really put himself on the line there, and he's having a cracking debut.
Another cracking crowd here. Official attendance just confirmed, on its way to 14,000. The Christmas Eve game against Bath, well on the way to being sold out. Now creating something really special here.
Angle, stay straight.
Done well, Wasps. That was a very difficult 10 minutes.
Crouch.
Connacht were playing with width, they were getting their pattern together, but that might just be a really important intervention from Beale, just to take the ball, take the possession away from the Irish province.
Stay up, stay up, stay up.
Disruption at the scrum there. McKeown on the floor.
Oh, they've got it back.
Not quite. They got the penalty.
Got better.
Turnover is good. By green player, not moving back.
Too far for
Leave
Carty,
it.
this.
Leave it.
Mind you, it's much closer, isn't it? It's too far, or that's the decision.
But they've got a line out now, Miles, that is starting to win ball.
Captain option.
The scrum remains a real strength in this Connacht team. Da Young knew it was powerful. I don't think he realised quite how strong it is. They could take Connacht Carey off, and then Beelum comes on, and you can see Robson having a lot of pressure put on him there. Swarm of green.
Remember, Connacht starting the day 2 points in front on the table against their opponents. Toulouse slipping in between with that victory with a bonus point yesterday. Intriguing, Paul. Despite the presence of Zebre and those rather giddy moments.
Launchbury
having a fine game, isn't he?
The big moments, and the big man is really coming to the party here. One crucial turnover. Adeolokan is penalised for holding on to that, but that's a turnover that belongs to Joe Launchbury. He forces him to hold on to it. If he lets go, it's a turnover for the Wasps. Brilliant play by their captain. Great example.
Well, he got himself banned in the autumn series, but before that, he was really making a statement, wasn't he?
He was one of my England players of the autumn, even though he played 2 games. His technique, his body position is just magnificent. He gets a wide base, you don't budge him.
Nice from Taylor, excellent from the hooker. Ashley Johnson charging on. There's Taylor in the loose now. Gopeth and Buckley and Carty were sensing it might be on again, as it was for Parata. Robson, Wade, hasn't been able to get away thus far on his return to the team. Matt Mullen, that was strong. Hughes. And Fox Matamua has turned that over. Leap out of Launchbury's ball, Bundyaki, and that's a lovely offload as it goes on to Adeolokan. Adeolokan, who offloads well too. Parata, who kept it going, is keeping it going again. Little chip. There's advantage being played for the offside. They keep turning down these kicking chances.
Well, this is closer, isn't it? This is closer to go level. But again, I just think Muldoon has been feeling we've got the momentum of this game and we can turn it with a try. This is an even harder decision to make. Matamua there, very powerful. We talked about Launchbury. There's the blind side, number 6. Tremendous stuff there from Fox Matamua. Really good play. And look at this for an offload. High class.
Muldoon has gathered the team around here. Big decision to be made by the skipper. Posts or not.
Yes.
This time. To kick or not to kick.
Well, it's a tight game, and if there were to be no more points in the second half, 20 all, that would be 1 more point gained for Connacht. It would be 2 deprived of Wasp. That is a classy piece of play. Really nice. Parata, he's had an impact, hasn't he, since he's come on in all sorts of ways. He scored one, lovely kick, really gone well.
I think Shakespeare would have liked rugby, liked writing about it.
Shakespeare would?
Yeah, life is out there.
Well, we're not that far from Stratford.
All life on the sporting field. Let's see what Carty can do, given the responsibility. It's got the legs.
No.
But not the direction, and it stays at Wasp 20, Connacht 17. And we will hear from the director of rugby with Wasp. Da Young is with Rupert. Well, here's a chance for that. Cooper Woolley gets stuck in. Robson, Hughes, Beale. Oh, lovely for Wasps to hear that name. Now as a player, not just a man sitting watching in the stand. Recuperating. Sean O'Brien is on for Quinn Roux for Connacht. And Simpson now at scrum half for Wasps. Johnson. There goes Gopeth. They were calling on the right, but Beale was offering on the inside. Simpson, this is good from Wasps. Brendan Macken involved. Simpson again. Penalty coming. Here goes Gopeth. Oh, Launchbury can see it all in front of him. And he knows just how important that could be.
Well, he's been doing the dirty work in defence for Wasps in the last 10 minutes. Magnificent there. And then he picks a line. Some of the passing from Wasps, beautiful. Curtly Beale, again, had a major role in that try, the build-up. Some lovely pass in there. And whereas Connacht have had their period of pressure and haven't come away with the points they needed, Wasps get a bite back. And from that, they score. Cooper Woolley starts it with a dynamic tackle. Joe Simpson's come on, added a little bit of pace. That's a super pass from Gopeth, but Connacht are just stretched too wide, and Launchbury lumbers through it. Ball under the left arm, no one's coming on the inside to take that one off him.
It's quick lumbering though, isn't it?
Yeah. Someone's got to lumber on a rugby field. Can't all be Christian Wade.
Let's get this right. Finish.
Gopeth, who opened Connacht up twice there, one subtly short and then wide up, where he could see the space for Launchbury, who ran into that inviting gap, and it's 27-17.
And that's not just a bit of leeway today. At the moment, that takes Connacht out of bonus point range, and the way Connacht have played in this first 63 minutes suggests they're going to be quite formidable at their own patch in Galway. So Wasps really want to keep them at a distance, make sure they get nothing out of this game. Johnson.
Well, if Connacht have lost 50 points to 0 today, they'd still be formidable on the sports ground.
Oh, yeah. On that subject, 3 years ago, they had a 1 o'clock game kick-off against Saracens, lost by 60-odd points. They've come on along in 3 years.
64-6 that day. Simpson. Adeoloken jumps up with the ball. He's not going to get long. Hughes and Young holding on. Yes.
Now Wasps have got the option. Do they go for the corner? Try and press on. Another score. Think about 5 points. It's games within a game. The play within a play. Sort of Hamlet, isn't it? If you will persist. Yeah, they're going for the corner.
As I said, to kick or not to kick.
Very good play from Young there.
Number 4, obstruction.
Structure the line out, very useful for Connacht.
Number 4,
Joe Launchbury
obstruction.
is not perfect. Launchbury just in front, yeah, that is technically spot on. And that's interesting from Connacht, just varying things. But it's not straight.
Captain option. Captain.
Tom McCartney will be really disappointed there. You can see on that into his side. Didn't need to do it. I don't think Wasps were ready for it. The Auckland man. Makes an error and he's gone.
5, please. Number 7.
Heffernan to come on.
Time off.
Dave Heffernan, another out of Blackrock in Dublin, replaces Tom McCartney. Horrible way to leave a game, but McCartney will be back. His 50th Connacht appearance today, and Thomas Young goes. James Gaskell is on, and Guy Thompson is on for Young. Mile leaving for Gaskell.
Crouch. Bind. Please, yes. Now, guys, please. 3 times, 3 country action, please. Reset.
Bigger gap, bigger gap, bigger gap.
This is a mark.
You don't want it. Squad first. Squeeze up my ball.
It's fine. No moving back. Let's go.
Height.
Crouch.
Oh!
Bind. Number.
Again,
Loose set,
it's
engage.
It's because of the pressure Wasps are under. They're just trying to go through
Loose
the
set,
mark.
engage.
That's what it's all about. Ruiz, Frenchman, knows all about scrummaging. He's making the call on Matt Mullen, and fascinating enough, Connacht have convinced the referee that every scrum is their domain, and so they can take a scrum there, don't have to tap them. Just comes in, it's a couple of inches, but that's the momentum that stops you getting shunted backwards.
It's fine.
And from Connacht's point of view, it's very clever, isn't it?
Yeah.
Crouch. Bind. Set.
See these front row forwards, they're not just a pretty face.
Silent. Front row. The scrum is your job now. Now it's your responsibility. Okay, guys? Your responsibility. You understand? Reset. Time back on.
To be fair, not too much to understand there from the referee.
Yes.
Just felt he needed to give the scrum a bit of air.
Because a dominant scrum always feels this is really tough justice on them, because they're thinking, this goes down, we've got this one on toast at the moment.
Stability.
Why are you talking to us?
Use it.
Marmion, Carty, Parata. Building enough again.
Bill's had a blinding debut.
Gopeth and Nathan Hughes. Another example of his immense power and his score. And agility, as you said. Showing agility again, Rob Miller. Seen that so many times over the years. Talented Wasps fullback. Ashley Johnson. Simpson. Gopeth and Beale. There's Macken. Try and score a 50 seconds in against Worcester. Quickest in the Premiership this season. One more try for Wasps here, and it's a bonus point. They are in sight, the home side, of having the perfect afternoon. Still work to be done. Johnson, that's lovely on to Bassett. Bassett takes them on, offloads to Miller.
Advantage offside.
Is this the moment? It's certainly a penalty, but this here for Wasps about going for this 4th try. Gopeth crossfield. And the referee's decided it wasn't good enough kick. The whistle's gone.
Curly Bill throwing his arms in the air as if to say, what injustice. The whistle had gone 35 seconds earlier. 14 of the Connacht players were on the other side of the pitch walking backwards.
With the players in front of the kicker, is that why the referee called the advantage over?
He just decided the kick was so useless that the advantage was... He did.
That's what it felt like.
That was his decision, which is interesting, because it had just been 2 bad passes. He'd have let it go on. 1 bad kick, and he blew his whistle. We're laughing about it, but actually, it's a fair point. He's just decided that's a hopeless kick, I think.
Was Hughes in front?
I'd like to see it again.
Sweet.
We might go back to that. Might not matter. Unless we'll hope that it doesn't matter as Gaskell rises. And it's there on a plate for Simpson. And again, and Launchbury. These are tough times for Connacht. Got to work very hard here to stop what is starting to feel like the inevitable.
He kick on the ball. Play on.
Simpson. No knock on there, went forward off a boot. And Hughes, who loves to go forward. Simpson again. Mullen hasn't quite gone his way in the scrum today, but he could have the last laugh. Simpson, Gopper, oh, the hands are brilliant from Bill to Bassett. There it is. And once again, the Wasps' speed of thought and deed. It is one of the major selling points of European club rugby at the moment.
Can you hear me?
The referee feels it has to be checked. But if it's a try,
I would like to see, please.
It's a beauty.
First time obstruction, potential obstruction by a black team.
Where?
And second time on the 5 meters line, close to Ingon.
The last ruck.
Yeah, the last ruck. Yeah, the last breakdown. And second time, I would like to see the potential forward pass by Wasp team, please.
He's talking about the Bill
the last
pass,
ruck.
I think.
Yeah,
For an
last ruck,
obstruction
last pass.
and the last pass.
Yes.
The Beale pass looked flat to me. We're looking for an obstruction first of all.
Nothing so far.
It's woolly is what they're looking at.
I can't see any obstruction.
Okay.
No
obstruction there,
obstruction.
surely.
And
Okay.
we have to look
No.
the pass, the last pass.
No.
Yes.
Now
So it's
this,
all about the pass now.
that looks flat to me. That's the sort of pass you break a bank to
Philippe,
sign something
I have a
for.
decision.
Okay. For me, it's not clear, no views for what pass.
Correct.
Okay, for me, it's a try score.
Correct.
Okay, thanks.
Tell you what, it's clear and obviously brilliant. That's what it is from Curtly Beale.
We go back to Shakespeare, just changing a bit. All that glistens is gold. It's been a golden debut for Curtly Beale. It's just one pass, but what a pass. His defence has been fantastic. Took his try well, and just look at this from the reverse angle. Pay a lot of money for that. That's a chance. Beale's on the pitch, it's a try.
And Gopper's kick doesn't add the 2 points, but Wasps will just be delighted with the try. The bonus point score. What a pass onto Bassett, his 3rd try in Europe this season. We had the Lamara pass yesterday in Belfast, which was a beauty. And now Beale's. 2 moments to pick out of a weekend full of them. It's been a brilliant weekend of Champions Cup rugby. And the great thing is we get it all again next week in reverse. And Connacht will be thinking about that and what they can do on their own ground, but first of all they have to see if they can take away something from this match, which now seems a very difficult task indeed. Marmion and Carty. Marmion has been superb today. On to JP Cooney. And Marmion there. And Beelum involved, and Bundyaki. Frank Halai is on for Wasps. Confirming Cooney for Buckley. And Marmion, time and time again, comes up with that ball. Adiolokin might be a chance out wide here. Fox Matamua, no, that wasn't what we've just seen from Beale, was it? Reader comes on for Johnson. Stuart.
Okay, man of the match time. I think what looks like a losing cause now, Kieran Marmion has been quite marvellous all game. For Wasps, Joe Launchbury made some timely turnovers when Connacht had the pressure on, scored a try, but what more could Curtly Beale have done? His defence has been brilliant. He scored a try after 6 minutes and produced a sumptuous pass to put Bassett over. So Curtly Beale is my Heineken man of the match.
I think that might be quite popular.
Could easily have gone to Launchbury as well, couldn't you? I mean, he's been huge again. He's right back to his very best, Joe Launchbury.
Strong finish this from Wasps. Bill just ices the knee to make sure, but what an introduction this has been. Heineken man of the match, Curtly Beale.
It's going to make life very easy for Gopeth as the two of them mould at 10 and 12. Bill can play so flat and has such quick hands that Gopeth, who loves to get on that gain line, Wasps are going to cause mayhem for teams when they really gel.
And when you think who isn't in the back line today, the likes of Cipriani, Eastman, Daly.
Something's going to give them, aren't there? I mean, what we're going to see is an incredible impact coming off the bench from behind the scrum as well.
Here's Gopeth. Macken.
Offside line, yes.
Decision starting to go Wasps' way because they're applying so much pressure now.
What form? Offside line.
Well, I think whilst the Connacht scrum has been the stronger element all game, including the bench, everywhere else, the Wasp 23 have had the edge. It's not about the 15s here, it's about the 23. And Launchbury have just kept the power pouring on. It's a little bit like Clermont, even though they lost yesterday. The strength of their bench brought them back into it in the last 20. And at 55, Wasps were under pressure, but they've unloaded the bench and they've turned the game.
Yeah, Tom Bristow now on as well. Should mention him. That's everybody got a check. And there's Thompson on to Reader. And the bench heavily involved. Simpson to Tommy Taylor. But he's lost it. Fox Matamua tries to find a way out of here. He's got to be producing something special to walk away with a losing bonus point, but Connacht are trying to do that, and the referee is going to have to step in again here. Flag out from his assistant.
Gaskell high. Gaskell's very tall.
Est-ce qu'il monte ou le premier contact il est au-dessus de la ligne des épaules ou on check?
Pour moi, le premier contact il est ballon, il est au niveau du ballon.
Et après il monte, il switch.
Après ça monte.
Ok. Donc c'est penalty, just penalty.
He's talking to Cedric Marchat, his assistant.
First contact on the ball, it's okay. I'm happy with that. Just after you switch, just continue. Your tackle on the head, it's not penalty.
Well, again, by the directive, it's a penalty. But I have to say, in terms of consistency, that really is every bit as bad, not bad inverted commas, as the Curtly Beale yellow card.
Well, I know the yellow card in the first half caused quite a reaction on social. Big debate for the game at the moment. type of game we want to see.
Tackle!
Bundyaki.
No.
Marmion. And again, Adeoloken. Tackle from Miller. Dying embers off this game.
Miles,
nothing really Connacht can do.
Connacht have shown enough there, haven't they, Miles, to suggest it's going to be a great game in Galway next week.
Great game, great atmosphere.
Back.
This match point is not available anymore for Connacht here today, but they'll be looking quite rightly to finish heads held high.
Hands away!
And that's the beauty of these round 3 and 4 games, the back-to-back, that test match series element that we were talking about. And if you want to watch it, Sky Sports 2, 5:15 next Saturday will be there for Connacht against Wasps. O'Brien.
How good was that from Marmion again?
It's been brilliant. Fox Matamua. Connacht fans have played their part today as well, travelled in force and created a really good atmosphere here. And Wasps aren't short on those these days.
Hands off! Hands away!
Forward, Tommy Taylor in there again. Marmion,
Play advantage.
O'Brien,
Off feet, number 2.
Adeoloken caught by Halley.
Number 2 off feet.
Selection's going to be fascinating for next week as well. Who comes in?
Number 2 off feet.
Who's taken a knock and can't play? The likes of Stacey Illy. How is Bundyaki, that man, going to react to the obvious injury that he got in the first half?
Okay,
Brave effort to stay on. Seem to see it off, but you just don't know how it's going to react. And it's Fox Matamua. And Fox Matamua on the inside. Keown couldn't find Marmion. Marmion really does deserve a score today. Reader takes it away for Wasps. And Simpson to Wade, who of course has total disregard for the clock. He just doesn't think in those terms. He's an attacking player. But Simpson says that'll do. We've got the win, we've got the bonus point. You do feel it's time for Wasps to make big moves again, both domestically and in Europe. The setting here in Coventry, one of the best, and their team fast becoming one of the best, but they had to work so hard for those bonus point scores and the win, and one of the major reasons why they did win. Starman Kurtley Beale, a star among stars.
I think another reason they won so easily on the scoreboard, but certainly not on the field, was the fact that Connacht just didn't take their chances. Nothing epitomised the game more than the fact right at the end their best player, Kieran Marmion, dropped a ball with the try line at his mercy. When Wasps got territory, they got tries, they got points. When Connacht had their time, when they had their pressure, they didn't do that. Now, if they could sort that out, if they could sort their line out with their scrum, they could put Wasps under pressure. Wasps will be amazed when they get to Galway and find out what that atmosphere is going to be like. So 32-17 can be turned around, but you would also expect Wasps, with Beale settled in another week, to be better still. It promises to be a brilliant game out in the west of Ireland.
Yes, that will be new territory for Wasps. This is the first meeting between the two sides, and we all enjoyed watching it. For Connacht, they will, as Stuart says, look back on moments in that match. They left some points out there, they really did, and they'll be looking to right those wrongs next week at the sports ground.